A teacher once asked a class in high school, "What do you want to be when you grow up?" And one young lad said, "Ma'am, I want to be happy." And the teacher said, "You haven't understood the assignment." And he replied, "Ma'am, you haven't understood me. I'm happy to be an actor." What is happy? Mahatma Gandhi said that happiness is when what you think, what you say, what you do is in perfect harmony. True. The Dalai Lama said that it's not something which is ready-made, it's something that comes from within. Also true. But let's get more specific. The Oxford Dictionary says happiness is a feeling of pleasure or contentment. And therefore the pursuit of that is to chase that, to follow that, to go after that. We all know that happiness and the pursuit of it is subjective, varies from person to person. It could be a physical stimulation, spiritual stimulation. It could be an emotional high. It could be an intellectual high. And definitely also various permutations and combinations of these. So also for an actor. On a general level, I think it's the smaller things in life that give us the greatest pleasure, which could be feeling the sand between your toes, getting wet in the rain, watering your plants, clearing your personal drawer, watching the sunset, reading a good book, or as one of my colleagues said, having a good crap is also a feeling of pleasure and contentment. But how do we make it specific for an actor? What are these little pleasures of an actor? And the range is tremendous. From the first time an actor gets a script to read, to know what his part is going to be. Of course, the first reading of it and the excitement of knowing that part. Being approved as an actor, being selected for a role. Meeting the director for the first time. Meeting his co-actors for the first time. The first reading with your co-actors. The process of rehearsal for a stage actor. The tremendous high, tremendous sense of pleasure and contentment. Searching for your character with your director, doing your own research and homework. The character analysis that an actor loves to do or strives for. For a stage actor, the opening night excitement of first wearing his costume, even for a film actor. The first time you put on makeup sitting in that chair. These are little moments of pleasure for an actor. That buzz of the audience on opening night. The first time you step onto stage, or the first shot that you give for a particular project as a film actor. That first laughter or titter from the audience when you're on stage. The applause. For a film actor, sometimes doing a scene in one shot and then getting it right in the first take. The end of a show, that applause, the adulation that you get from your co-actors, or that call from a very well-known director asking you to be part of his project. The premiere night for a film actor. The constant energizing yourself show after show for a stage actor. The successful run of a film. The praise that you receive. I think that is important. If I go back in time, the earliest that I can remember of myself is as a 6-year-old, always being up there in front on that platform, even for wedding functions, school events, and always being there in the center, dancing, singing, elocuting, acting, performing. And you wonder what it is for that child, because he must be doing something good, because he's being praised, he's being applauded, he's being told, wow, wonderful. That makes that child feel good. And I think somewhere it began there for me, and maybe for other actors as well. Let's look at it on the macro level. A lot of actors whom I spoke to, when I asked them what gives them pleasure or this happiness or contentment, he said recognition, which we may equate to fame. Being known, the adulation you get from that mass appeal, being a television actor or a film actor. Sometimes those feelings of pleasure and happiness do change and evolve as you grow, as you keep on working. but many of them said recognition. And that recognition could lead to the glamour, the glitz of, let's say, the film or the television world, which is true. Because many people who come into the field say, we feel happy if XYZ is making, doing so well, being written about, and the whole world knows him, why not me? Cannot negate money. XYZ is making so many crores, why can't I? Does it give you feeling of joy, of happiness? The answer will be yes. Also true. A lot of actors, but if you ask them, if we dig a little deeper and go into it, we'll say creative satisfaction. So what is this creative satisfaction that makes an actor feel so good? I think one of the most important components of that creative satisfaction is the search for a character. An actor is playing so many people. He's exploring so many roles, so many different people, so many different characters. That thrill of trying to find out about the character that you're playing. How does he walk? How does he talk? How does he behave? What is his character's attitude? How does he react? What does he wear? What are his quirks? What are his idiosyncrasies? All these finally make up that character that you're going to play. And this whole process of exploration, of delving into all these aspects of a character is what stretches you as an actor. It increases your elasticity as an actor. And you find that it's actually a process of self-discovery. Because the more you dig deeper, you realize you get to know so much more about yourself. And you find that you are actually capable of much more than you had imagined because of this trying to stretch yourself. That's a big high. It makes me feel very happy as an actor. And the more, as I said, you look deeper into the character that you're playing, the more it pleases you. One of my colleagues says that, this is the only profession in the world that allows you to be like a child and to be childlike, even at the age of 80. How true. And another colleague added, and you get paid for it. Also true. I am often accused by my colleagues and friends of being a 5-year-old. And I'm always arguing. I said, no, I'm 2.5 years old. But I love it. I love it to be childlike. I love the child in me. When you see a child, whether he's 2, 3, 4, or 5, you feel a child is most happy when he's playing. So also for an actor. An actor is happiest when he's playing a scene, playing a moment, playing a character, playing a role. For an actor, we are always striving to be honest and truthful to that character. This trying to be honest and truthful goes hand in glove with being playful. Trying to be the child, almost trying to reach that level of honesty that a little child has. And I think somewhere in that pursuit of trying to be honest, truthful, playful, makes us more non-judgmental, non-prejudiced, even as human beings. And I love that. For me, personally, the thrill of the unknown as an actor fascinates me. How unknown? Even from that, just holding those crisp sheets of that first script, knowing what is my role going to be. It's that thrill of the unknown. I love meeting new people. So meeting a new director, meeting a new cast or a new team, that exchange of energy, that pleasure of the unknown. Hoping to communicate with that audience on the first night of a show that excitement, of the fear of that unknown. Exploring the character, which I briefly mentioned. That's also unknown territory. Sometimes we approach a character from outside to inside, sometimes from inside to outside. I'll give you an example. When we say from inside to outside, we mean the person's attitude or his mind first. We start with that, which I used, for example, let's say for the making of the Mahatma. I was told very clearly by the director that get his frame of mind, his thinking first in your head. The externals will come, we're working on it. So that was, every actor chooses a starting point for his exploration. So you begin from the inside and then go outward towards other physical aspects. If it's from outside to within, sometimes it could be something, a starting point could be, let's say, the costume of a person or his hair. I remember there was one play where I think after about 12 shows, I felt there's something wrong. I'm not getting it right. There's something I'm missing, something that is not clicking. And the next day, I forgot the pair of shoes that I was meant to use for that performance, and I had to wear my Keds. And a certain bounce came into my walk, and I said, that's it. I was missing that. It changed my whole character. So sometimes you're looking for that one thing in that character to make it work, to make it tick. And you don't know what it is. It's something intangible, which can be made tangible. It's elusive, but you're always searching. You're always finding, exploring through that character, through yourself. An actor is essentially a communicator. He's connecting. So this whole feeling of reaching out. For a stage actor, there's a direct communication with his audience. That's a great thrill. And many actors love this process of reaching out, of directly connecting with that sea of humanity in front. It's a strange kind of exchange of energies, chemistry, transmission. I mean, use whatever terms you want, but it's the same. It's a different kind of a high for an actor. For a film actor, it's via the camera, via the screen, indirect, but still reaching out, still connecting, still communicating through the electronic media or machines or whatever you may call it. That's a big high. Often we say that actors on the stage feel a different high. They say if you work on the stage, it's a different kind of high. Let me try and see if I can explain this high to you. An actor has physical support on the stage of real things around him. Let's say there's an umbrella or a handkerchief or furniture, something that he can use from the real world. And then he's using his imagination and allowing the audience to use their imagination. He's making them believe something. So he makes you believe that there's a television set here by some gesture or some action, maybe just by doing this, that he's got a remote. He makes you believe by his actions that he's feeling cold to make you feel that it's cold here. So there is this marrying of the real and the imaginary. And I love the process of this marriage, of creating that world which is an amalgamation of the reality and the imagination, and then allowing that audience or transporting them and making them feel that. Let's dig even a little deeper. An actor, particularly on stage, is working at various different levels. So he's aware of his lines, his character, his costume, where he's got to move, where his co-actor is going to move, what lines his co-actor is going to say. Technically, he has to understand where the light is to be able to take the light properly, the sound cues. He's also conscious of the reaction of the audience in front of him. And in spite of all that, he has to be true to the moment there on stage. So his levels of consciousness are so many. That's why we say an actor is literally elevated, because his consciousness is working on so many levels, very different from the consciousness of you and me sitting and having a cup of coffee. That is a high. It's almost like meditation. I always feel, for me as an actor on stage, that my platform is a shrine, and my work and what I'm performing is like a prayer for me. It's spiritual, it's meditative, that communication. And therefore it really irritates me when cell phones go up during a performance, because I feel it breaks that communication. Because an actor, when he's there at that higher level of consciousness, is most powerful, at the same time most vulnerable, almost naked. And therefore when you break that connection, something snaps somewhere. But we are trained to try and be in control. I'm going to go just one step further and take it to still a different level of this happiness. An actor is looking for magic. You come out from a performance, you say, today was magic. Or you work on a film, you say, that scene for me or that moment was magic. What is that magic? I try to think very hard how to put it in words. It's probably that moment, that feeling where you almost feel the soul of that character somewhere comes into you for that moment. Very elusive. It creeps into you surreptitiously, unknowingly, very elusive, but that's the biggest high that an actor tries to strive for. But all the work that he does, all the hard work, all the efforts of exploration, rehearsal, whatever, are all subconsciously moving to that magical high. I think we have quickly a time to just give you one example, what for me was a magical moment. Cutting my hair, which was actually captured on film. And then I went to shave off my hair. And when I came out of the makeup van, there was pin drop silence in South Africa in this outdoor location. 150 people standing up. And for that one moment, I felt somewhere that Mahatma was in me, within me. I just walked to where my mark was. Nobody told me where the mark was. I just went, sat down, the bhajan played, the trolley began. And immediately after that, there were just tears streaming down my cheeks. I don't know what happened. And nobody said a word for that 15 minutes. It was everybody was transported into something else. That for me was a magical high. And I love being an actor for these magical moments that we strive to create. I'm happy being an actor, and I'm happy to be here. Thank you.